This video is sponsored by Protect America, a leader in home security systems. We have arranged for you to receive a free indoor camera and doorbell camera when you take advantage of their services. Keep your family safe and check out their website using the special link on the screen or in the description box. Welcome to the Maximum Impact Karate Podcast. I'm your host, Tim Rosanelli, here with my co-host, Justin Alvieri.
Hey, yo.
Well, today we have a really special episode. We're going to call this our Fantasy Fight Club. So, Justin, we had a lot of fun with that, the Cruz versus Bieber podcast.
Yeah,
and
then he comes out and says, I was just kidding, guys, just kidding.
and then we were doing, I don't know, I was just looking at YouTube, and I saw Bill Burr, and they were asking him some questions, and they asked him who would win in a fight. Okay, and we were looking at it and we were kind of laughing because it was
really random.
Yeah,
too.
it was Michael Keaton. I guess this is a thing on YouTube or online. People were saying Michael Keaton versus Bon Jovi. So we thought we'd take a stab at this one and see what we think. And we're going to do a few other matchups that we created special for you guys on our own. So Michael Keaton versus Bon Jovi. So Justin, can you give us the stats?
All right. So Bon Jovi, this is just what the Google search comes up with. It's not like certain point in time or anything. So we're just going to go off of, I guess, their prime.
Plus or minus 50 pounds.
Yeah. 180 pounds, standing at 5'10".
Is who?
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi, okay.
And then Michael Keaton's 5'9", so an inch shorter, and 160 pounds, so 20 pounds lighter.
Oh, he's lighter.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bon Jovi has the size advantage, right? Now, I was looking at both guys, and
now we can't let Michael Keaton being a bad Batman sway our decision.
Well, but my question about Batman is, okay, we're only doing the real people, so we can't say, oh, we're gonna do Michael Keaton, but he's Batman, right?
Yeah, you can't do that. It's not like Danny DeVito when he's Penguin.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to go. We're doing the real people here, and that's funny. One funny thing I think about that is that a lot of people actually mix up the real person from the characters. Did you ever notice that? Like, people will say, "Oh, yeah," it's like they think that Robert Downey Jr. is the same person as Iron Man, or things like that. So we're going to just talk about the real people.
I've only seen kids do that, but I'm sure there's people out there.
Oh no, I've seen adults do that. I mean, look at the guy Charisma.
Are they like 40?
Look at Charisma on Command. He has a whole YouTube channel talking about charisma, and he'll take have the personality of Stark. And he'll start talking as if it's a real thing. I mean,
he uses that as an example, but I can see how people would construe it to being like a real example.
But he acts like people are going to respond exactly like somebody does in the movie. So, that's one of my kind of pet peeves about things is, like, people look at movies and say, "Oh, you have to act like that person in that scene, and the person's going to react this way." No, they're not going to react that way. That was a written line. But okay, so back to our special here. So you can't say I'm Batman, okay, for Michael Keaton. And Michael, now so we're going to say that Bon Jovi has the advantage.
He's got height and weight advantage, probably reach advantage as well.
Okay, so a few things I think about Bon Jovi. I mean, even though he looks like kind of a, he used to look like a, BA, when he was younger, but if you ever listen to him in interviews, he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
So I have to take that as kind of a minus for him because, like, being a super nice guy.
You don't think he has the anger drive that Michael Keaton would?
I've seen Michael Keaton, and like, it looks like he can get some anger going. And I don't know if Bon Jovi has an anger bone in his body. But he does own an arena football team. So that means he likes contact sports. So I don't know if that weighs in his favor or against him in that aspect. What do you think? For argument's sake, let's just act like they're both in their prime, just in case there's an age difference.
Yeah, especially since we have a couple of lineups where it's like people that are different ages, and we have some people different parts of history.
So we're gonna just kind of freeze them at the prime in their life.
All right.
So so who do you want? Who do you think? Bon Jovi or Michael Keaton?
See, when we originally went over this before this idea sparked for this episode, I was saying Michael Keaton, and you were saying Bon Jovi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think it's as clear set as I did before, but I still am leaning towards Michael Keaton.
Okay, after doing more research and thinking about it, I'm going to go with Michael Keaton now because I just think he's got the anger for it. He seems like he's got, he can get some anger going, and
we know he can punch. It doesn't look pretty, but at least he knows how to throw a punch. We've seen it.
But going back to Batman, I thought he was a very unlikely first Batman, but I guess he pulled it off a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Some people love him, some people hate him. I mean.
So the second one. So what are we gonna do next?
You suggested Jamie Foxx and Will Smith.
Okay, Jamie Foxx, Will Smith. Give me the stats.
So Jamie Foxx is standing at 5'9" and 180 pounds.
5'9", 180 pounds. Okay.
Will Smith is 6'2", 180 pounds.
Will Smith. Oh, so Will Smith is taller, but the same.
Will Smith's
weight.
got 6'2", so Will Smith has 6 inches on him.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's go over like these guys. What
5
we
inches.
found out a little bit. So, let's start with Will Smith. I mean, I know he went through a lot of boxing training for the movie Ali.
Yeah.
And his kid did the Karate Kid movie. I don't know if that means anything about him training or not, but maybe he picked up something watching. I don't know, but I mean he went through a year worth of training for the Ali movie in boxing and gained a lot of weight. He was 222 pounds, 220 pounds for that movie. That's how much weight he gained for that movie.
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, and
I mean he looked good.
The other
he's 6'2" too, so that's not terrible.
He obviously has an interest in martial arts because he's producing that Cobra Kai, which is the offshoot of Karate Kid.
Yeah, and his kid was the Karate Kid for the revamp.
Yeah. And then, so going on to Jamie Foxx, what do we got for Jamie Foxx?
I tried looking it up. The only thing we can see is somebody came up and told him that him and his friends at a restaurant were being too loud. And then an altercation happened, and Jamie Foxx put him in a rear naked choke.
Choked him out.
Now, I watched the video. It is not a very convincing choke.
Oh, wait a minute. They actually had a video of that?
Yeah, it's not the greatest you've ever seen. Now, the problem was the guy was taller. So Jamie Foxx was trying to get up over it, but he brought him down. I mean, he was kind of just trying to hold him there. He wasn't choking him out. But I guess the guy was in one of Jamie Foxx's friends' faces, and so he grabbed him and pulled him back or whatever in a rear naked choke.
So he kind of got him in a rear naked choke, but he was just trying to pull the guy off.
Now he's still very athletic.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about if they had months to train or something. We're talking about if they met on the street right now. People are like, hey, you're going to die, and your whole family's going to die unless you fight each other.
Yeah. So the French
it's a little dark.
So the French Prince. See, I'm the problem is like I think of Will Smith as the French Prince of Bel Air, and I'm like,
but he's also his I Am Legend, stuff. Where he's like incomplete.
Yeah.
Okay,
so we're talking training for Ali versus street cred for Jamie Foxx, right?
Sure.
Okay, so what's your pick?
Will Smith. It's hard. It's hard because I could see Jamie Foxx is, built. Will Smith just has body part weight.
Yeah.
And they're the same weight.
Uh-huh.
Now, Will Smith has that reach because he's 5 inches taller.
Yeah.
And he's probably lighter on his feet. I think Will Smith's a little older.
We're gonna do the same age though.
Same age.
They're both in their prime of whatever.
I'm gonna say Jamie Foxx is gonna grab Will Smith and take him down, and Will Smith won't be able to get back up.
Okay, you think that he's gonna do the old takedown?
Yeah, he's gonna wrestle. He's gonna wrestle him.
Yeah, I'm really tossing this one up because I think I have a lot of respect for Will Smith's training and boxing training and stuff, but I think I have to agree the street cred I think might win out in this one because you just need like if somebody is trying to box you and all of a sudden the guy just comes in and tackles you to the ground, now all of a sudden you don't know what to do.
Yeah. Well, the problem is like so if you're just like you learn how to box for a movie and you didn't train any mixed martial arts, you don't know about takedown defense or anything like that. All Jamie has to do is take one punch and then, get him to the ground.
But even with all the training he did, boxing training he did, didn't mean that he ever got in the ring and actually fought somebody.
That's true.
Which, there's such a huge difference between training and then actually having somebody in front of you that's trying to beat you up.
Now, Jamie Foxx, they did say that he goes to tons of UFC fights.
Yeah.
And so if you're that into mixed martial arts, I'm sure you had somebody show you something, or you have to know a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Like even just going and watching it all the time, you know what's supposed to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I think that we have Jamie Foxx for the win.
Yeah.
All right. So our last
We're agreeing with each other. This is weird.
Yeah. Well, you change. We can't talk. Next time we'll have to do a minimal amount of talking beforehand. Because I think you talked me out of Bon Jovi.
Well, we had this. That's what started this whole thing. We had the discussion beforehand.
Because I would have done Bon Jovi if we probably didn't research it a little bit more. But okay, so the last matchup, you got it. So take it away.
We're gonna do Betty White versus Joan Rivers.
Oh, we're doing Betty White versus Joan Rivers. Well, Betty White's pretty spunky.
Yeah,
she's pretty spunky.
And it's in their prime because Joan Rivers died in 2014.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So,
we can't say modern day.
Are we talking about the like Joan Rivers with tons of surgery, plastic surgery? Because
because that's extra like shielding for her face.
She's had so much Botox. I don't think if she got punched in the face, she'd feel it.
Yeah.
And maybe did you ever see that? What was that movie? I think it was Catwoman or something, where the lady that was the bad guy in the movie, she was doing like makeup that made your face like rock hard. So do you think that Joan Rivers had anything like that going on?
This guy's stone face.
yeah. Just
so you want the stats real quick?
Okay.
So Betty White stands at 5'4" and is 127 pounds.
Okay, 5'4", 120 pounds. Okay.
Now Joan Rivers is 5'7" and 143 pounds.
Okay, 20 more pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm hands down Betty White corner. She's America's sweetheart. She's feisty.
So you think Betty White?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Betty White's the kind of woman I get in there. She'll start swinging. She'll start biting. She'll start pulling hair.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Joan Rivers, and this is the reason why. Is because it's going to turn into a cat fight, and Betty White's going to try to scratch her in the face, and it's not going to do anything to her face.
Betty White's gonna break her nails.
Yeah, she's gonna break her nails on Joan Rivers' face. So I'm going to go with Joan Rivers in that one.
All right. Well,
ding.
you're wrong. So Betty White for the win. You guys got to comment. Back me up, Betty White.
No.
Betty White. Back me up. We see. This is why it's more fun when we
I think
disagree.
Joan Rivers would talk Betty White to death.
So she can't talk very much because her mouth, it takes so much muscle to move her face around now.
No, she just can't smile. She always
does. She's a permanent smile.
Yeah, she's a permanent smile.
She's like Buzz Lightyear, where it's just like.
Okay, so who's our next?
Tom Hanks versus Tim Allen. Speaking of Buzz and Woody.
Okay, Buzz and Woody.
Tom Hanks, 6 foot, 176 pounds.
Okay, so we got Forrest Gump.
And then Tim Allen
versus Toolman.
5'10" and 180. So he weighs like 4 pounds more, but is 2 inches shorter than Tom Hanks. Tim Allen
is 2 inches.
Weighs.
Okay. So he's got the bulk, but he's shorter.
It's like 2 inches and 4 pounds. 2 inches could be a lot.
Okay, so
4 pounds isn't that much.
So what do we know about Tim Allen's fighting abilities? Has he? He's done a lot of fight movies, right? But not the fight.
Well, he's
part.
never been in a movie where he actually fought anybody that I know of. I mean, he was in Santa Claus.
So we don't have any evidence that he's had any training in any way for martial arts. Okay. And, besides Tom Hanks being able to run away really quick like Forrest Gump,
he did fight Fonzie in Happy Days.
Fonzie in Happy Days. Okay, so
he came in dressed up in his black belt and his white gi, and he's like smashing tables and ripping sleeves
Hey man,
off.
I saw him. He legitimately karate chopped the table right in half.
Yeah, Fonzie's like, I had so many good memories on that side of the table. And he chops the other side, and Mr. Miyagi comes out with his surprised look on his face.
When we were watching that clip, I forgot that Mr. Miyagi was actually in Happy Days as the bar owner.
Yeah.
I totally
makes
forgot
you
that.
wonder why they didn't just get the Karate Kid in there, why they had Tom Hanks instead.
I don't know what year that was. It might have been before Karate Kid. Who knows?
Maybe.
Okay, so we have Tom Hanks versus Tim Allen. Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
I guess.
Go ahead.
I'm going to have to say Tom Hanks.
We're doing Prime still, right?
Yeah. I'm going with Tom Hanks.
I'm going Tim Allen.
You are? Okay.
Yeah. Tim Allen's a tough car guy.
Oh, yeah.
He also grew up in, like, Detroit.
Yeah.
So my money's on Tim Allen.
I mean, I think that when Tom Hanks did the karate, although it wasn't great, it looked like maybe he had a little bit of skill. I don't know. So I'm gonna and I think that Tom Hanks.
It was also supposed to be a comedic gag. He wasn't actually trying to be serious.
Well, I'm thinking like Zombieland. Rule number 1, cardio. I think that Tom Hanks could just punch Tim Allen in the face and then start running.
But you said that we can't combine characters from movies to real life.
What?
You said we can't combine characters from movies with real life.
But he was really running in that movie. I mean, that wasn't something you could fake.
Oh, so you're saying he just looked like he knew how to run and he looked like he was running fast in the movie?
Yeah.
You're not saying he ran for like however long and then all of a sudden just stopped and walked
I'm just
home.
saying that he had good running form, so it looks like he could probably punch him in the face and run and then.
Is that technically winning?
So I don't know.
Is it technically? I guess.
Is it winning if you run out of breath?
I guess if you punch someone in the face and run away, you never got hit, you technically won, right?
Also, cardio. Think about it. Cardio is a big part. Even if you're not running and you get in a fight and you have the cardio level to out cardio somebody, you get tired. And if you've had no experience, you'd be tired in 10 seconds.
All right, calming it down there and down there. All right, we got one more.
One more. Okay.
Adam Levine versus Elvis Presley.
Okay, so Adam Levine,
the king
Elvis
of rock
Presley.
and roll versus the sexiest man alive.
What is your stats?
Adam Levine is 6 foot, 170 pounds.
6
Elvis
foot,
Presley is 6 foot, 170 pounds.
Oh, okay, so they're pretty similar in size. Okay, and we know that Elvis Presley got a fake black belt.
We don't know if it was fake. We don't know if it was fake. He has a black belt. There's pictures of him with his black belt.
Yeah,
and he's not in a gi. He's in his normal Elvis Presley attire.
And again, we're going to go with Prime, so we're not talking about the end of the life, 50 pounds overweight Elvis. We're going to talk about the in shape Elvis. So I'm going to say the fake black belt. And Adam Levine. Okay, what do we know about him?
Adam Levine, so he had a music video out where he was a boxer.
Yeah.
And he does look really good. He looks like he knows what he's doing. I know that he always keeps himself in good shape, so maybe he just practices as a boxer, but there are
the ladies
are people that say that like he's a pretty big name in the local California prize fighting boxing scene. Like he just, does boxing fights and stuff. I don't know if he would ever like sacrifice that pretty face to box. But regardless, he knows how to punch a bag.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're talking about the fake black belt versus the alleged skill level. And do you want to go first, or you're going to make your guess first?
Sure. I'm going to go Adam Levine.
Okay, let me really think about this here.
The thing is, you got to think about Elvis Presley though, because Elvis Presley, he did train in karate.
Yeah. Yeah.
He might have gotten his black belt a little too fast, but he did train in karate and he did know karate.
Yeah. But I've seen Adam
But I
Levine.
still think
he looks
I still think
in shape. He looks
Adam
better
Levine
in shape.
is like, yeah, he's in shape. I mean, that man, they could have a singing contest afterwards or before.
Yeah.
And
do you think Adam
I'm not
Levine
gonna
would
say
be
it, I'm
willing
gonna
to
get
get
hated
hit in
for
the
that,
face, though? Do you think he'd be willing to be hit in the face?
do you think Elvis Presley would be willing to get hit in the face?
Yeah, no, probably not. Okay, I'm going to go with Adam Levine on this one. We're going to agree on this one.
Although Elvis Presley, where he grew up in like on a farm, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, he was farm strong.
But Adam Levine did grow up. Where did he grow up? It was like a tougher neighborhood, I believe.
Oh, so we're talking like farm strong versus
urban environment survival.
I think I'm gonna still go with Adam Levine.
Yeah, I got Adam Levine
because he seems to. I mean, you know.
Did you guys hear how
Elvis
I tried
Presley
to talk?
had a lot of drug problems and things like that too. So
did you guys hear how I tried to talk Tim into picking Elvis Presley so I could be right again?
You wanted me to pick somebody else.
Yeah, would you pick somebody else so I could be right again? All right, so I want you guys to comment down there and give us your opinions on all of these fights. Let us know what you thought.
Give us some more matches to talk about.
Yeah, give us some famous matches.
Good ones though. Good ones.
I don't want SpongeBob versus Patrick.
Yeah, they got to be real people. All right. All right, guys. So just like Justin was saying, make sure you comment down below. Don't forget to email us at thetheory@maximpactkarate.com. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.